Hello everyone, it is me, Louis, aka Sahandle Gaming, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a different video. We are going to be ranking the Flee the Facility maps. If you don't know already, I'm quite a big Flee the Facility fan, so I can't wait to get into this ranking list, and I will be going from worst to best, so let's get into it. Now, coming in at last place is none other than the Abandoned Facility. Now, I myself have had a lot of bad luck with this map. I always can never find any computers and always run into dead ends all the time. And the remake of the map isn't even that good of an improvement, to be honest. It's also the map I've been caught in the most times as well, so that definitely doesn't help its ranking. So, next up on the list is the Forgotten Facility. And I'm gonna be honest, this is probably the map I have the least to say about. I do prefer it to the Abandoned Facility because there's not as many dead ends and I find computers faster, but it just feels like a copy almost. But I am happy to say those are the bad maps out of the way, and now let's move on to the okay maps. Next up is the one and the only Backrooms. When I first played the Backrooms, I loved it. I thought it was my new favourite map, but over time I understand it wasn't the best, and here's why. I do appreciate they actually put the Backrooms in one of my favourite games, but I think you know why I don't like this map. It's all the same. Now look, I do understand the Backrooms is all the same, but I don't think it really works in Flee the Facility because there's no unique areas you can go in. There is also so many of these repetitive doors that lead nowhere that really get on my nerves when I open them. But I can't lie, I do kinda like this map. Sort of. The Mansion is next on our list. I do really like the design of the map, although I do get lost in it all the time. It is probably the map I'm least familiar with, other than the Backrooms of course, but cannot deny it's still kind of fun to play in. I do think it is a bit too similar to another map that I'll talk about later, but let's move on. Now we're moving on to the genuinely good maps. First good map on the list is the Homestead. To be honest, out of all the maps, I do think this is the most overrated. I don't think it's as good as some people say it is. And when it first came out, it was my least favourite map. But over time, it started to grow on me a bit. Even though it's not one of the first maps created, I do find it kind of nostalgic, to be honest. This was the first ever new map I played when I did Flee the Facility. All the maps before this one were already made when I first played. I do like how you can go on the roof of some of the buildings, and the maze is admittedly kinda cool. And this map is in the exact middle of the ranking. Now let's move on. So, next we have the airport. Now, I do find this a very delightful map, to be honest. Out of all the maps, this is probably the one where I've had the most funny interactions with the Beast. And won a lot of games on this map, so that's some more good stuff I can add to it. But seriously though, I think it's a really well designed map. The idea of an airport being in Flee the Facility is really good in my opinion. And I also really like that it's set in winter as well, so that's cool as well. Now we're moving on to the great maps. The ones that I really like. In third place we have the Abandoned Prison. Out of all the maps, this is definitely the darkest, and I love it. It may be hard to see sometimes, but I kind of love that, to be honest. Makes the game more intense and scary, if you get what I mean. This is also the first map where you can actually go outside, so that's cool. And I really do love some of the room designs. If there's any criticisms I have with this map, it's probably the most glitchy out of all the maps for me. Out of every single map, this is the most likely where some assets do not load in for me, which is a shame. But this is definitely still an excellent map regardless. In second place is the library. I think this might be a bit of a controversial pick since I don't think that many people enjoy the library map, but oh my god, I love it so much. I understand it is a bit too cluttered, but I really love the claustrophobic feel of this map. Seriously. And the dull, red atmosphere really looks good. And I have had a lot of close calls with the Beast on this map, and almost every time I got away. Well, only one left now, and if you've been following, you know which map is left. It is the one and only Facility Zero. The first ever map and the best ever map. There's so many reasons why I love this map, but I can only address a few. Now, this is in every single map, but I think it's more impactful in the first map. The ambience. That ambience track is so chilling, especially in the first map, and I love it. I also love the simplicity of the map. The game isn't trying to scare you that much with like overly dark and creepy rooms. I think it's just a really nice, not really that scary game map. I'm not trying to say it's like not scary to the point where the game isn't scary at all, but I'm not trying to say that it's too scary where you're too frightened to play it. It's the perfect map. And my most favourite thing about the map is how easy it is to play. Seriously. You don't have to constantly worry about going into a dead end or something. And you will never struggle to find any computers. I always find computers very fast in this map. I know this map inside out, and I know where all the computers spawn every time. Well, I don't know their exact locations, but I know which places they can spawn, and I check them, if you know what I mean. If there was absolutely anything bad about this map, I would have to say it would be how, even though I do love the simplicity of the map, it kind of makes it a bit repetitive. See, like a map with the library or the airport where there's lots of different unique rooms. The Facility Zero rooms are pretty similar. Not all of them are the same, but yeah, most of them are same. And partially this criticism is my own fault, not with the actual map itself, considering the fact I know this map inside out. But yeah, that is my official ranking of the Flee the Facility maps. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please stick around for the next one.